Dear brothers, what's happening, fellas? Happy Wednesday. Halfway through the week here. We're going to, I'm going to tell you a little story today, and I'm going to hopefully by the end of this convince you guys about something very specific when it comes to honesty. So, I am involved in, or have been involved in youth sports for a long time. I was the executive director of the Police Athletic League for several years when I was in grad school, and I've maintained a relationship in sports, and certainly today I have lots of friends who work in youth sports and what have you. And so one of the things that I see often when it comes to talking to young men specifically is that we're in a world where we encourage them with falsities. So what I mean by that, I'll give you an example. Say you've got a young basketball player and you continue to tell them that, my man, you have got a really good handle. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. You're handling the ball well. You're doing a great job. And we just keep reinforcing that. You're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great. Meanwhile, what we're seeing on the court, their actions, their performance is not great. It is not good. It is not what they are seeing their peers doing. And so what I want to talk about is encouraging young men honestly. And so in the situation of that young man I'm talking about, kids know, young men know when they are not hitting the mark, when they are struggling with something, when they are unable to do something effectively. They know when they look at their friends. So I'm talking about this kid in particular. When he's looking at all the people around him, or many of them, they are dribbling better. They're handling better. They're shooting better. They are just playing better. And so when you tell that kid, you're doing a great job, man, you're doing a great job, when they know that they aren't doing a great job, reality isn't matching up with what you're saying. And they are aware that you're lying to them. And you can apply this to adults as well. If I tell another man, another friend of mine, that they're doing a good job when they aren't doing a good job, they're aware of that. They know, like, hey, this guy's just blowing smoke. He doesn't actually think I'm doing well. And so what matters, or why I'm telling you this, is because when you're interacting with young men or with your friends, ensure that what you're saying to them has honesty. That it is honest. I am a big believer that when you start lying to people or you start sugarcoating things, people start realizing that they aren't very good at something and that you're having to lie to them about it so that they feel better about it, which only makes them feel more guilty for the fact that people are trying to make them, feel hunky-dory about the fact that their performance isn't good. I'm not saying that you have to berate young men. I'm not saying that you have to berate your friends. You have to be mean to them and rude and you suck. This isn't good enough. But our pendulum has swung from where it used to be once upon a time that you could get after people and be like, hey, you're screwing up. This quite simply isn't good enough. And here's what we're going to do about it. Where that's too much these days. Kids are too sensitive. Men are too sensitive. You can't be honest with them because it's really going to bum them out and it's going to discourage them from doing it. You can't do that. You can be honest while still being stern and controlled and calm and not mean and rude and what have you. And so what I want to encourage you guys today with is, in all of your interactions, if you've got children, if you have young men, if you have boys, if you have homies, if you have men you are dealing with in your life, it is vital that you are being very upfront and honest with them about their performance. If they're not doing a good job at something, don't sugarcoat that. Be like, hey man, this isn't great. You're falling short of the mark here. Like you and I know that this isn't the expectation. If you're dealing with a young person in sports, hey my man, we're struggling with dribbling the ball, aren't we? And that kid's gonna go, yeah, I am really struggling with dribbling the ball. So instead of being like, oh, you're doing a great job when they're not, be like, hey, this is what we're going to do to work on this. This is the single drill. These are the 2 or 3 drills that we're going to work on for you to get better at this. You've got a buddy who's falling short somewhere. How can I encourage him? Hey man, why don't we do a book club together? Why don't we go to this men's group together? Why don't you and I go to the gym together? Make actionable items for them, but do not in any circumstance, 99.9% of the time, lie to them about their performance. You must be honest. We have got to find a way in today's day and age to be honest with other men. Encourage them. You want to bolster them. If they're doing a good job, actually, hey man, you are crushing that. I am so proud of you. I got a buddy right now. He started a YouTube channel. It's called Barbadude. I want all of you guys to go and follow it. It is magnificent. It's blown up. He's funny. He's witty. He's done some good stuff. But when he's asked me for my honest advice, I'm like, hey, this is what I think. I would do this. I would do this. Maybe this could be a little bit better. And he goes, boom, sounds good. I'll take that. So I encourage him as much as I can because I think I love what he's doing. I love that he's growing and doing something out of the box. But I'm also going to be honest with him about what he's asking me for. If I'm like, hey, maybe I would try it like this. Cool. That same buddy has done the same thing for me on this podcast. He's like, hey, I like this. Hey, I don't really like this. Awesome. Thank you so much. If I know where I'm falling short of the mark, I can get better. But when we keep lying to men and young men about how they're doing, they will not get better. You have to start being honest with young people. Encourage them, but encourage them with honesty. Encourage your buddies with honesty. Stop sugarcoating things. It's not helping us grow as men. We have to thicken our skin, and we have softened so much over the last several decades. It has to discontinue. We have to be done with that. It's time to start encouraging others, be honest with them, be stern with them. You can still love them, but make sure that our concept of loving another never loses the fact that love is painful. Wanting the best for others is painful. You have to focus on that. We're going to leave it at that today, boys. Go forth, be encouraging, but always be honest with the other men in your life and with the young men that you're dealing with. That's all for today. Happy Wednesday. I love you all. God bless. Be strong. Let's get after it today. Whew, the world's exciting. The world is exciting. I got to hang some more pictures. The garage gym looks beautiful. I did screw up hanging some wall shelves though. I put them on different stud lengths, and it's, I'm learning stuff as a new homeowner kind of person. So we'll keep working on it. I love you all. Have a great day, fellas. We'll see you.